Welcome to Jumpstart Your Joy, a podcast that looks at the inspiration, intention, action, and choices that you can make to bring more joy into your life, into the world, and into other people's lives. This is your host, Paula Jenkins. Welcome to episode 225 and this week's 3 joyful things. As you know, there is now this super secret second episode each week where I take a look and unpack some of the aha moments that I have had with the guests that we have this week and share the inspiration, intention, and action that you can take to bring this little joyful nugget into your life. And it's been so much fun to get to do these. These episodes originally started off as a newsletter that I was sending out to subscribers. And then I realized, it'd be really fun to do these as a podcast episode so everybody can hear them. This week's episode was with the very amazing Casey Jourdan of Steady She Grows podcast. Casey is a business strategist extraordinaire, and she works with entrepreneurs and solopreneurs to help them in the first few years of their business and to navigate those sometimes difficult years. It was a real treat getting to talk to her about what she does and her history, because she's definitely a multi-passionate like so many of us and has had such an amazing past and experience that adds and lends itself to what she does now in a really beautiful way. Now, before we get into the juicy part of this episode, I first want to give you a quick reminder that if you're not already on the newsletter for Jumpstart Your Joy, it's called 3 Joyful Things, just like this episode is. And each week you will get a reminder that this is up and live and ready to listen to, with a link back also to the original episode where I have the full conversation with a guest. So if you want to get those just easily in your email, you can sign up for the newsletter. I'm also doing a theme every month this year. For January of 2020, it's Plan Your Year. And so what you'll get in that email, all of this is free. You'll get the 8 episodes I'm putting out. You'll also get a meditation I'm about to release for setting an intention for your year. And you'll also get notified about the monthly live online webinar that I'll be doing. This month is going to focus on setting up your 10 and 3, which is a simple planning tool that I like to check in with every year. I'm going to walk you guys through it live. So if you want to get all that information, that kind of stuff comes out every month. So get on the newsletter and then you won't miss a beat with any of it. And you can find that on the homepage of jumpstartyourjoy.com. Just hit I think it's the middle one. It says sign up for the newsletter. For this week's newsletter and topic, which happens at about the 35-ish minute mark after Casey and I have been talking for a bit, if you want to scrub back and listen to it. But she's talking about how she has been through a lot in her life, and she was a veteran of the Iraq War and was hit by a roadside bomb that left her injured and with PTSD when she came home. Before she had left, she had been interested in studying to be in the ministry, which is also similar. I have done the same. And what she found, and very understandably, is that when she came home, a lot of her beliefs around her faith had changed a lot. And so she very mindfully went through trying on new things to see if those beliefs and those faiths and those systems might be a fit for her with her new experience that she had had in her life. And this part of the conversation, you can almost hear it probably in my voice when she's talking about the evolution of how things happen in life. And so let me just play this little nugget for you guys right here.
I mentioned change in my religion after I went from being religious to being an atheist after my experiences in the military. Like, there was a growth and then an evolution. So when I came home from Iraq, my faith as I had been raised in it didn't make sense anymore. And so I started studying more and I started researching other religions. I went to a Buddhist temple for a while. Like, I took in all of the religion looking for growth and answers. And then the evolution came over the course of years. I was like, nope, I don't want any of it anymore. And so the evolution was completely changing paths and walking away. And so to me, that's where, like, I think we're good at growth. And as a society, we talk about growth a lot. And that's great. We need growth. Like, I'm absolutely not saying you need one or the other, but like, growth to me is staying within the same thing, trusting it more, getting better at it, getting bigger with it. But the evolution where the thing changes, for me, learning to the growth of identifying that I have post-traumatic stress and understanding what that means versus the evolution of embracing it. And now I teach it and I publicly speak about it and I'm very open about my experiences. Like, there was a lot of growth in learning to live with what happened to me. The evolution being in flipping it back and pushing it back in its own face and taking it to a whole new level.
So there's our inspiration for the week. It's this idea that your life can change so drastically, or maybe not drastically, and that life in fact does change and it can change us. So often we change as people and the things in our lives and the things around us change. And so it's important to take note and stop for a moment and take notice of when things change and when things maybe don't feel right or fit us anymore. Before we even get into intention and action, I want to give you the full permission, not that I have it to give, you always have it to give yourself, but the full permission to question the things when something doesn't feel right, even if it's religion, even if it's something closely related to something you've known your whole life. You absolutely have permission to hold it in your hand and look at it and say, does this still work? Which of course is now kind of revealing where we're headed with the intention. The intention I want to set for myself, and that hopefully you all will try on as well, I intend to take notice when something doesn't feel like it fits anymore. I want to hold space for something that doesn't feel right and mindfully notice it so that I can choose what I want for my own life. That's my intention. The action that you can take if you've found something that doesn't fit, and this is great for the foundation you're setting for a new year, for planning your year. It's a fun exercise and it's called Stop, Start, and Continue. And it's one of the things that I've definitely recommended to coaching clients in the past. And it's really easy. You basically take a piece of paper and you draw out 3 columns. The first one is stop. The second is start, and the third one is continue. And what you're going to do on this piece of paper is you're going to write out the things that you want to stop doing. Maybe those are the things that no longer serve you. Kind of in honor of the question that I say after Casey explained her situation and what she'd been through, is I said, I really appreciate the growth of kind of taking the moments or months or whatever years to look at something and say, does this still fit? Because I think, especially with something as big as religion, it's a tricky one. And so if you feel like something's not fitting, put it in your stop category. Now, this could be religion. It could be your decision to stop waking up late. It could be your decision to stop going to bed late. It could be your decision, these are all mine. It could be your decision to stop scrolling Instagram all the time or eating popcorn at night. Those are all mine. Now, the next column, it doesn't have to be directly related to your stop column, but what are some of the things you want to start doing? What is the foundation that you want to put into place for this next year for yourself? You are joyfully choosing these things. So start doing. I want to declutter my house. I want to eat more healthily. I want to walk 20 minutes a day. I want to snuggle with my puppy. I want to be mindful with my child. I want to start taking my dog on more walks. So those are some of them, all mine again. And then the continue. The continue is something, you know what, you've been doing. It works. You love it. I want to keep getting in touch with my faith and spend time meditating. I want to keep snuggling my puppy. He's a good snuggler. I want to keep spending quality time with my son and being present when he asks me questions. I want to keep reading him, my son again, Harry Potter. And I want to keep finding ways to reconnect and connect with my husband now that we have a schedule that matches up a little bit better. So those are some of mine. And I think this is a great action that you can take that helps you stay on track, and you can revisit it, just like Casey and I talked about, when you feel like something's not fitting or something just feels off. You know, get mindful about it, get intentional about it, and take a look at it. So there you go. If you've had any aha moments, of course, I would love to hear from you. You can email me at jumpstartyourjoy@gmail.com. If you want to make sure you're getting these episodes along with all the others, subscribe to the podcast on Spotify is great because it works on both Android and iPhone. If you have an iPhone, you already have Apple Podcasts on your device. And I'm not sure about Google, but there's Google Podcasts as well, along with any other podcast catcher that you like to use. Podcast subscription is free, and you just download the app, and then you can find an entire wealth of amazing things to listen to. If you are looking for some others and you do use Spotify, I'm also creating some playlists. One of them for this month will be called Plan Your Year. And I'm going to link up to a bunch of other episodes that aren't even by me, that are all from different podcasters. So not even just from Jumpstart Your Joy. But that way you'll start to get a even bigger breadth of what people are talking about as far as our theme goes for the month. I'm having a really good time doing the research and pulling in some really exciting episodes for you guys from other people so that we can all kind of dive into the theme for the month in a deeper way. And I'm really excited that this next week on Tuesday, we'll be hearing from the amazing Dr. Ezzie Spencer. She is the author behind Lunar Abundance. So I hope you'll come on back for that. And until then, I hope your days are filled with so much joy.